refresh my computer. Now, since we are... real quick, sorry viewers for those technical difficulties. Just since the way the internet's been for me recently, as Josh knows. First, let's get back to this over here. If you haven't seen how it ended last time, right here is the guy. Also, sorry again, my headset that I'm using right now and then decides to decide when I'm in the middle of talking, say shutdown enabled. Now back to what I was saying. Over here where I'm looking used to be a guy. If Josh wants to come just so he can see as well. In this area was locked off, and there was 2 people that would spawn in here. One that we are not mentioning, since it's going to be a long process, since I will have to show all his spots, which I will do later. When I'm on my Warlock, since I'm showing off all 3 of this game's characters, and their subclass is fully maxed. Now, back to what I was saying about here. Over here was a guy called Lord Saladin, which was this game's Iron Banner. In the base game, which was Year 1, and Year 2, which was Tekken King. He moved from this location in the 3rd expansion, Rise of Iron. Now that I've talked about him, let's go back to the other people. First, let me just say the name of the guy that would spawn here. Just since this is one of his spots, which I will show again later. Called Sir. Also, where Josh is, somewhere around there is a dead ghost, which are collectibles in this game. One of the many collectibles. Now let's get back to talking about these people. This is the bounty tracker, which let me just show what his bounties. Before you get to Rise of Iron storyline, and that you would only see normal Vanguard bounties, which are these here, which is the solo ability kills to patrol the Dreadnought, which is DLC free, aka expansion free, which is Tekken King, and the Crucible bounties. The bounties that you see up here are called Vanguard Elite, only show after you get to the Rise of Iron storyline. Which, Josh, if you can help me with this real quick, can you come here and see if you see the 3 rows? No, 3 rows in this guy on your screen. When you interact with him, the bottom is Crucible, middle Vanguard, and top Vanguard Elite. Yep. As you can see, it is when you practically get to Rise of Iron and all that. Now let's get back down here, where Erismorn and all that are. Erismorn again. Lord Shax, which him in the first mission of Destiny 2, he had the most badass moment, which he had a exotic sword on his back. Which, real quick, I can show off that exotic sword. I practically own all the exotics in this game that aren't raid related. Which, let me take off my icebreaker for a quick sec. The sword that's on my back right now, he had on his back in the first DLC, the first mission of Destiny 2. Which is called Razor Rider. This is the Crucible Quartermaster, which he gives you bounties, which use specific weapons. Also, one weapon I didn't cover when I showed the exotics before, and that is sidearms. They were added to this game in the 2nd expansion. Now let's get back over here. Let's start here. This is the exotic blueprints for armor. And just so you can see, when they are grayed out, it means you can't purchase them at this stage. Let me show what you need for one. As you see, the requirements that it needs to be purchased on my right now. And all that. Since it says you need Grimoire and a exotic shard, which exotic shards are you dismantle exotics. Also, you can look at your year 1 collect stuff, which is right here. The only difference between the year 1 and year 2, between collection 1 and collection 2, are exotic class items. Which to get the exotic class items, you need to get level 25 in all 3 factions. Like, for instance, this is the New Monarchy class item, here's the Future Warcore class item, here's the Dead Orbit class item. This one here is the Legendary Edition of Tekken King class item, which you can only get for the Legendary Edition of Tekken King. These are the Vanguard, right here, which I'm showing off now, but before I continue that side there. The one Josh is talking to right now is the Warlock Vanguard called Ikora.
Guardian, wish I could have gone with you.
Yeah, this is Ikora Vanguard, the Warlock Vanguard. Zavala, who, in my opinion, should be the one dead, which I will say this now. The next person I'm going to introduce after this actually is dead in Destiny 2. But here's the guy who should have died in Destiny 2, the Titan Vanguard. Like, let me just say this real quick. His only good point in Destiny 1 is he has the weekly elite bounties, which is how you get Sunrise. Just so everyone knows.
Back to the front, Guardian. We still have Taken to kill.
And here is Cade, the Hunter Vanguard, who died in the beginning, during the beginning missions of Forsaken. Everyone, say rest in peace, Cade.
Excuse me. I have the sun's height ritual to plan. Oryx is dead.
Now that I've said all about them, and yeah, I had to say that bit of a spoiler about Cade. Let's get over to here. This is where you can pick up quests that you abandon, which, I mean, just pick up one just to show them in your inventory. That's where you pick up quests if you abandon them, which they normally appear here, which is next to your record books and above your bounties, and to your left of your reputation. And just so you know, it's to your right of record books. When you abandon a quest, as you see that red bar on it, it will send it to here. Which, just so you know, I have quite a few quests. And just so you know, this quest that I'm hovering over no longer works in Destiny 1. Just so everyone knows. And I'm still not finished, I'm just going through everything in here. This is exotic weapons, just so you can see. Or these ones that say missing are the year 3 raid updates. But then I have every other exotic. Now time to go through all of them that are quests. No Time to Explain is a quest. The Billion Gemini is a quest. Touch of Malice is a quest. The First Curse is a quest. Ace of Spades is a quest, aka Gunsmith Rank 3. Also, speaking of which, Gunsmith Rank 5 is for the First Curse. Year 3 Fawn. The Exotic Kavostov. As I said before, the Outbreak Prime, when I showed it as the pulse rifle weapons. Year 3 Necrochasm is a quest as well, just so everyone knows. That is the primaries. The secondaries, just so everyone knows, the Black Spindle is a quest. Icebreaker is a quest. Those are the main two under current specials. Then we go to my collection 2 just to show the heavies, as well as the Year 1 weapons. As I showed before under my heavies, the Sweeper Stimulant. That is a quest as well to get in this game. But it doesn't actually show up in your quest menu, it shows up in your inventory menu. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, here is Boltcaster, the exotic sword I do not have on me acquired at the moment. And just so you know, there is a glitch with every exotic sword that you can make it shoot like a Boltcaster. I'll be showing that in a private match in a sec, after I go through everything. The Young Wolf's Hell was beating, you actually had to finish Rise of Iron. Nova Mortis and Aberion are the other versions, like Thunderward. And as you can see, these are the legacy weapons, which are Year 1s. Now that we've finished here, let's go talk to some factions. The starting faction we will go to is this way. Since I need to show off a few things this way anyway. Let's go to Tatawa Hangar. Which is where you started in Destiny 2's very first mission. No, until you go to the gold ship and get kicked off by gold. This is the Dead Orbit vendor.
Shall we get started?
Which, just so you know, when you first get to each of these vendors, you actually have to acquire a allegiance, which allows you to get the reputation that you need for the exotic quests, for the class items that I talked about before. Also down here, which before I continue fend the people and that, down here is the room that has your emotes vendor, which just so you know, I am missing one emote in this entire game, which is right here. Which to get it, it involves that quest line that no longer works. This is the other emote I do not have because it's another rare one to get, and this one I do not have because it's a quest as well. These two, they are just grayed out mainly for the fact that it requires a certain character. And now over here we go. And as Josh can show you, he is dancing to music that is activated from this right here. Which once this ends, I will show you the prompt. Also, this is the Hunter Dance. Also, an emote. Oh, wait, I need to do this. This is one of the emotes that you can get. Marriage emote. Just so everyone can see. But by far, the one I like that is the most funniest in this game. Just so you know, let me just look at my face. Yep. Face palming. When you're annoyed at what someone's done. Also, the prompt I was showing before, it says square play music. The way it works is you hold square in this game. Like I am right now, just hold spamming square just to show off the bar. Also, real quick, another one of Zer's locations, which is up here, with the Cabal Shield. From an enemy called a Phalanx. Now that I've finished down here, let me go back to the vendors. Also, there's a lot of stairs in between orders. I'll get to this section here later after I talk to the next faction vendor. This is the Future Warcore faction vendor. Which Future Warcore has two exotic quests. The class item and the no time to explain. Just so everyone knows, for future reference. Also, I'm just need to change off my exotic sword back to the other weapon. Actually, no, Actually, I'll put the exotic sword back on. This is the vehicle vendor, aka for your sparrows. Which just so everyone can see. So you can also get sparrow horns from there. This is Amanda Holiday, the person that sells you the ships and sparrows.
Thanks.
And this is where you get your ships. And as people can see, I don't have there's a lot I do not have as well. Now let's go down here to the Vanguard Quartermaster, which is one of the ways you can get planetary material, but all you need is legendary marks. Now that we've finished here, let's go up this way. I've already mentioned about Future Walker. This is another server location, just so everyone knows. Yumi says only I can, because compared to me. And just so everyone knows what we're talking about, me and Josh play a card game called Cardfight Vanguard, which is where Aichi's from. I'm just showing off down here these locations, because might as well. Which I'll talk about more on later. This is a certain location right here that I forgot to mention, which is in between the abandoned quests and there. And another certain location is right here. There's 2 more locations in Tower. And the last location we will mention after we go to the reef. After the private match. And just so everyone knows, this will be a multi-part, just since we have 2 other characters to show off as well. This is New Monarchy, aka the faction that never gets god rolls in Destiny 1.
We're here if you need us, Guardian.
Those doors there, which is one of the certain locations. So, and the last one for Tower is there for Sir. And this is the speaker up here.
The traveler survives in you, Guardian.
He talks way too much about stuff to do with the traveler, which, real quick, let me get to a spot where I can show it. That thing right there is the traveler. It just looks like a giant moon, by the way, just so everyone knows. Yes. And just take us to orbit. No, we're finished in Tower.
For a Guardian like you,
That is the Traveler, aka where all the Guardian right comes from in Destiny.
The stories
if
the
Zavala would help us, I'd put him on a float.
Yes. He is obsessed with it because he's been chosen to be its speaker.
You've done well.
He got tortured and was killed.
There is still much to do and learn beyond this city.
And Josh, let's go to that private match now. I have the icebreaker on my back, since I'll show that off in the private match first. Also, the Crucible in this game was where you proved skill. Just so everyone knows the comparison between this and Destiny 2. In Destiny 2, it's more about weapons that are metas. And just so I can show where Josh is taking the menu that Josh is just looked at. that is the clan thing. And just so everyone knows, there were trophies in this game that involved clans. Team Blue to be exact. Alphas and Bravos, according to Infinite Warfare. Yeah. But yeah, just to show off as well, some exotics that I haven't showed off yet in actual PvE, which is player versus entities. PvP is player versus player, which is what me and Josh are just loading into now as a private match. This is called the Anomaly. Oh yeah, there was a dead ghost at close to one of the spawn locations on this map as well. And just so everyone knows, I've gotten all the Crucible spawn locations for dead ghosts. Which was a pain.
Revive your allies when they fall, and crush.
Also, the spawn locations on the other side, and just so everyone can see, I'm holding the Icebreaker, which is regenning its ammo. There's Josh, just so you can see. I'm just showing off the regenning ammo feature at the moment. While we wait for Heavy, just so I can show off the other. But yeah, the regenning ammo was what made this weapon the most overpowered. Also, the dead ghost was somewhere around this area if you want to have a look around. It's near around where I am. Yeah. Oh, I'm just moving my razor lighter back to my character I had it on to begin with. Also, make sure you need to let me pick up the Heavy just so I can do the thing with the sword to show off the bolt caster feature. Yeah, when the swords have no ammo, they are just a hilt. Also, this is the attacking animation with the hilt. It doesn't do much damage, as you could see. Swords normally one-shot people. Also, real quick, let me just show off the scout rifle. This is a adept, which is, just so everyone knows, year 3 raid exotics. And that's the receiving end from a hilt attack, just so everyone can see the health bar. And that Josh had before. Yeah, when I hit you before, that was just showing off the animation. This is one of the scout rifles. This is one of the best hand cannons. This is the adept version of it. I'm just showing all those off. And also, when I get my super, I will show it off as well. And Josh, do you mind if I use you as a test subject since Night Stalker involves terror? I'm not shooting you with it, I'm just shooting it near you to show off what the tether does. First, let me just show off the smoke grenade. The Night Stalker can make you turn invisible with the smoke grenade. And that. And one of the grenades. Just some characters have that. I just I might show it real quick. What's it? How long does this have? Yeah. We should have put this on Mayhem since they've come quicker. Yeah, but also the sounding for pulling out looks so funny. Also, real quick, let me see if show people what the sword looks like that sword looks like on your back. I see it. Yeah. Also, just so everyone knows, the bolt caster is actually an anime sword. when you look at it, it's actually an anime sword. Which I just had to show in third person with it on my back. Also, I've got my super. I will put it right there. Night Stalker for Hunter allows you to tether enemies, which, as you could see, had an orb appear and it would shoot a beam at Josh. Also, speaking of which, you can see a firefight all the way out off in the distance over there. Also, can I see the travel from here? Here, no, I cannot. Since this is Earth's moon.
Heavy ammo on the way.
So, while you do that, I'm just going to do the thing with the sword. Oh, just so everyone knows as well, with a sword, after you pick up when it has ammo, you need to get it down to one bullet in it. Since the swords in this game have ammo, you need to make sure it has one bullet, like I do now. Then, in quick succession, this is what you have to do. You have to attack normally with it, and activate the sword's special attack, which just so everyone can see what button I need to hit. I need to hit R1 and R2 in quick succession. Also, Josh just blocking, like I did just then. That was like a bolt caster attack, but it doesn't shoot the bolt caster thing. And yeah, this game has many trophies, just so everyone knows. I have platinum for this game. And Josh, let's show off what a shot from an icebreaker does to someone. Just wait now, I'm heading back. Since the reason why this gun's good for Crucible is it regens ammo. Yeah, I'm just getting a headshot line. This is what happens when you body shot with a sniper. It's the same thing as a sword hilt. I'll wait for you to fully regen. And this is a headshot. Headshot's always one shot. Now, let me just equip another exotic, just so people can see a damage comparison between snipers and hand cannons. Which right now, I have the Fatebringer equipped. Also, speaking of which, I'm behind you. And just so people can see, that is a feature in this game called trading. When you and your team and your opponent kill each other in PvP. Like me and Josh just did as an example. With the damage comparison that I just showed. Also, just so another feature so people can see about Night Stalker. Once I get my super.
Lost the lead.
Don't mind the stuff in chat in this game. No, this game has its own chat function which shows things. And just so everyone can see, a feature of Night Stalker. I was trying to show off it could one-shot with the tether if it hits you. I have to wait for my super again now, sadly. aka Nova Bomb. And just so people can see, I was doing a bit of damage. Yeah. Like, as I say, since I'm not actually trying right now, this game is more about skill-based. I'm also trying to get a certain type of bullet from my hand cannon real quick. I want to show off the perk Rock in the Chamber.
It ain't over yet, Guardian. Make it happen.
No, I will have to shoot you. Probably be shooting to try and get it. Yep, I just shot it. Rock in the Chamber has a different sound to normal. I'm just shooting right. The 4 shots I just shot were just showing that. Also, let me reload. My second bullet I just shot you with, Josh, nearly killed you. That was the Rock in the Chamber shot. Just as a bit of reference for certain perks. Which, just so everyone knows, in this game, each weapon had a different perk. And that as well. Once we are back in orbit, we can go to the reef. Yep. There's 2 social spaces left, practically, the reef and Iron Temple. I say we at least get those before we take a little break. And just so everyone knows, this game was based on a grind to gain better gear and all that. Like, just so everyone can see, my right, which in Destiny 2 they call power, and instead of yellow it's blue, is at its max. Once you reach level 40, you have light, which is for me at max, which is the peak that it can get to. Which it also shows why I have all 400 gear. And that as well. I'll just change my artifact real quick for fun. And just so everyone knows as well, my Hunter is my Destiny 1 main. Oh hey. Just to show off a feature of this game as well, there is rosters, which if you look at here, there is another fire team in the reef with us. And one of the people in the reef is a 37, which is their level. Now this is the reef, just to show everyone what the original reef. This is Petrovenge, the person that you have to practically talk to for the Beyond Gemini questline. This is Varric, so I have to talk to every week after every reset to collect this package. Which, just so you can see the rewards. This is the Cryptarch, right here, for the reef. I'll get to that side later. Let's go this way. This is a person I didn't show off in the tower. Just mainly for the fact that I didn't want to. This is the Postmaster. This is the Reef Bounty Tracker, which has the same stuff. Over here is a door that was originally locked. That, when you enter, when it's unlocked, has Sir right here. Which is his only reef spot. Then the guy, not last but not least, for the reef. This is the guy that is now useless because what he was for is actually no longer in Destiny 1. Called Trials of Osiris. Just so everyone knows.
Let's begin.
If you have something called passage coins, you go to him. And you can trade them for motes of light, which allow you to level up armor and guns. Which, just so everyone knows as well, in year 1, it was for subclasses as well. And this guy is over here is just useless. You can't even talk with him. I know, like, all the people you can talk with actually had icons above their head. Don't mind that, that's just me showing off what happens if you die in any of these locations. It has automatic respawn. You don't need to respawn yourself like in PvE or PvP. PvP does have a timer, but it's like a 10-second if it's normal. This is the feature I want to show off. Just so everyone can see. It's just, you're practically just falling for eternity. Yeah. It only works on this one here on both sides. As me and Josh are showing off right now. And Josh, when you feel like it, take us to Iron Temple. Also, just so everyone can see, if they saw that, I got an invite from this guy right here. Which, let me look at him. 285. Yeah. He hasn't done Rise of Iron. And just so everyone knows, me in this, when I play this game, I'm also someone that helps people now and then. Yeah. For instance, like most of the people on my friends list that I know to today, other than Josh, some of them and that were based from this game. Iron Temple is under old Russia Earth. And this, where we're taking you to, is the last of the social spaces. No, fire team. After the, let me say this, we still have 2 parts to do since we have to show off the other 2 characters, from my perspective. And just so everyone knows, the next one I'm showing off is the Crucible character that is more Crucible based, which is Titan. Hunter is more PvE based, which is the reason why I say it is the raids. Is my raid character, for instance. The only times I do raids on my other 2 characters is just so I can help people get quests, for instance. And just so everyone knows, on my walk, I've also got the Outbreak Biome quest, just so everyone knows. Which, to get the quest, is a bit of a pain, because you actually have to know binary for one of the 6 parts of it. And just so everyone knows, to unlock the quest line, you actually have to get monitors in the 4th raid. Which the 4th raid is called Wrath of the Machine. Which they added in Rise of Iron. This is the reef, which let me just show everyone this. This is the roster for this social space. And just so you know, you cannot access this social space unless you are level 40. Right here is... Wait. No one's opened that door. Yeah. Right here is Shiro, the Vanguard Scout for this DLC, which you get the Iron War bounties from. As well as the person that you can buy back get certain things back from. Feature I can't really show is the door that's not open at this moment. Wait, let me try something. Did someone? Nope. No one's activated the file. This is the postmaster. The thing I was checking was maybe for so I could show off the other thing. This is where Ward Selden moved to, by the way. But the Rise of Iron DLC was the expansion that made him an actual NPC to talk to instead of just for Iron Banner. And here is the Cryptarch for this area as well. And the Cryptarch has items called artifacts, which you actually have to light these fires to attune to your character. No, you're dancing into one in the middle. I'm talking about the ones at the statues. The ones at the statues you actually had to light after acquiring the artifact from Tara Khan, which is this social space's Cryptarch. And another feature about this area was there were bells, which Josh is at one of them right now. Which, just so everyone knows, the bells you actually had to do for a trophy. There was a hidden trophy that you needed to do bells for in a certain order. It's called Songs of the Iron Ward. I have it.
If everyone's a god.
And just so everyone knows, this door you can open if you get to the other side. Like now, this guy's doing right now. This guy right here. Untold Spectre. He's the one that just opened the door just so I can do all the stuff on this side for us. Yes. You need multiple people. I can get it for you another time when we have it, when I have another friend who's willing to help. Just so everyone knows, this is where Lord Ephrodite, which is the Rise of Iron Banner lady, was when she was in this game, which they took Iron Banner and Trials out when they got Destiny 2. And that. And just so everyone knows, the first mission of Rise of Iron actually took you to this area. And that. Just so you know, this is also a Crucible map. This is a Crucible map for fun, since it is so funny knowing that fact. There were the Iron Banner lady was over there, and and just so everyone knows, you can get back to where you get to in the mission when this part of the mission. You actually can go all the way back there to get a Siva fragment, which let me and Josh show you real quick to see if he has it or not. And just so everyone knows, it is a process. That's just my nan's phone in the background, if anyone can hear it. But yeah, it is a journey. Yumi says, this game had a cinematic of a Hunter Titan Warlock walking along this part here. That we are right now, Josh. Yeah. No, this one you can go all the way back this far that we're going. Oh yeah, there's one feature of Iron Temple that I am not mentioning because it's a pain to do. And it's called parkour. Damn it. Yeah. Just so everyone can see how far back I go. Not that far. Yeah, this part here, you have to jump. And just so you know, the person that opened those doors that I just was talking about before, actually sent me an invite. This is how far up you can get on that. This is as far back as you can go in Iron Temple as a social space, and the dead ghost is around this corner. Yeah, you have to jump. And not dead ghost, it's Dominant Seaver Cluster, which you need for the Year 3 Galahorn quest line. And just so everyone knows, we do have to kill ourselves right now, just so I can get out of that spot. I've gotten out of there. That's what I'm just trying to jump back across now. I might as well kill myself again. Just so you know, if you kill yourself enough times, you actually can get all the way back to the social space. It is possible. Now let me head back. I want to see if anyone is attempting to sing that I'd call parkour. This is worth to know. And just so everyone knows, at the top of the parkour is another Dormant Seaver Cluster. I'm just maybe heading all the way back, just to see where the parkour is, and show if anyone's attempting it. And just so you know, the parkour is literally a pain. I have done it once in the history of this game. Just to show you how much of a pain it is. And just so you know, the only one of the ways to die in this area is the parkour. And just so you know, there is someone falling. That just died. There is someone at the top where the Dormant Seaver Cluster is, though. Now there is two, because the... And, there is... What is that guy's name? Cute. This guy that I'm showing on my screen right now is the guy at the top of the parkour. Just so everyone knows, if they can't see it from this far away. Since there's really no zoom feature in this game. I'll just reopen that door there. Just so you know, up there's another Dormant Seaver Cluster, which you can get to in a mission. Like the one that me and Josh walked all the way to before. Just so you know, normally that door you would not be able to open. You would have to get an item that is for this fire in the middle of Iron Temple. That it launches you up to where I'm looking right now, and you would have to drop down from up there to get onto that side to open the door. Just so everyone knows. And the way to get the item for that is actually through the thing called Wrath of the Machine. And just so everyone knows, I just got a message from a random. I'm having a look at what it is. And just so everyone knows, I was just asked by some random if I was down to do a raid. Which I'm not really at the moment. Yeah. Now, so Josh, reckon we should take a break or should go to another character? Just since with our teacher at TAFE says we can do breaks out at our own discretion. Not really. To me, I'm fine either way. which is the reason why I'm asking you to see if you want a break to go get something to eat or drink, or, and
The devil's slicers require our undivided attention.
yeah. Yeah, that dude's dancing in the fire. The guy that sent me the message before, just so everyone knows. The guy dancing. So Josh, if you want to head orbit-wise, which character? And everyone don't mind the screen going black, I am just checking something. Yeah. No, I've got an invite from someone and a message from someone else. Which one? The one that looked like he didn't. The one that was dancing in the fire. Actually, no, I got 2 invites, just so everyone knows. Untold Spectre was the one that opened the door. He was the second person that sent us an invite. The first one, which was in the reef, was LD Shadow 80 underscore 34. And the name of the person, and the guy that was dancing in the fire was just asking if I was down to do a raid, which real quick, let me just show the name of the raid. This here is what I was asked if I wanted to do. And Josh, sending me an invite to join up on you again? Or do you want to appear online so I don't actually have to you put this into the audio only? Or you could join up on me and I can promote you so we can continue stuff on your end. Yeah. And speaking of which, let me start with the base game subclasses. Yeah. And yeah, Tuesday for us is day offs. First, we are on the Titan. We are doing Striker, aka some people call it the Fist of Panic. Literally, people in this game call it the Fist of Panic. Do not know why. Just wait on you, Josh. You would have to appear online to make it easier. But remember, I'm appearing online anyway, so you could just join me and I'll promote you each time. Oh, hey. I'm just wondering, did Terrence have Destiny 1? I can actually check with my phone real quick. Also, just so everyone knows, if players cannot access activities, it will have their thing in orbit flashing like on my screen right now. No, I'm just having it to show off the feature this feature. We can't, since, let me just say this, the host, if he tries to launch something that people can't access, it won't work, because it shows up red. And just going through something on my phone real quick to check for us. No, he's not. He does not. And just so everyone see, this is what the Fireteam Leaders menu looks like when they hit X on fire team members. It will show to mute them in game, kick them from the fire team, which I'm not going to do. I'm just hovering over it to show it. Promote to leader, which I will be doing in a sec. And these bottom 3 are even if you're not the fire team leader, which I will show right now. The mute and the bottom 3, like I said from that section before. Now, Josh, select a mission. What you want to do. No, you're not a leader. I promoted you. Also, just so everyone, another thing I need to show. This is the I was showing the strike menu. Can you back up for a sec? I was talking to Josh. This is the strike menu, which shows Seaver Crisis Heroic, Taken War, which, as you can see, is 36 instead of 40 like these two here, and the normal legacy ones, which is 20. And since I can as well, I'm just this is the planet Venus. This is Mars. And just so you know, that's how you start Tekken King over here. This is the Dreadnought, which, just so you know, to unlock this here, which is Patrol the Dreadnought, you have to beat the actual DLC and do a side quest. This is the Moon, and just so everyone sees, this is what me and Josh did before while I was on my Hunter. That's the name of the strike there. And here is Earth. Just so, as you saw before when I was showing off how to get to Iron Temple. And that. Now you can start. And just so everyone knows, the Abomination Heist is another updated version of a base game strike. Which they did for the Age of Triumph update. Which, just so everyone knows, this book right here that I just opened. The update to the game they did for when they brought this book in, just so everyone knows, was actually when they updated 3 strikes. Which, speaking of those strikes, it was the Shadow Thief, which was Tanix Perfected. The Will of Crota, which is where you first a boss called Omega, which Josh, when I'm on my walk, I say we do that strike.
Get down there. Make sure they don't
just so we can show it off. Also, we got a random in this strike with us, so everyone knows. Yeah. And the other thing that I need to say is this strike, which is the Abomination Heist, which is the remastered version of Summoning Pits. Which, and just so everyone knows, the auto rifle I have equipped right now is called the Tekken King Trials auto rifle, non-adept version. And speaking of which, let me change my primary to the pulse rifle just to show off what the outbreak is like. And just so everyone knows, the Titan's the best exotic to have, and only exotic you ever want is called Twilight Garrison. Which, just so everyone knows, you double tap circle and do what I just did a couple times, as you've seen so far.
So why the hide? Seems like a dangerous fight to pick.
And just so everyone knows as well, the subcourse I'm using called Striker has something called Shoulder Charge, which is what I just did just then. In midair. That's what it looks like on when you're not in midair. I just had to show both. And let's get this wizard. Also, just so everyone knows, I was detained. And as you can see, detain, that's what detain looks like when you get it. I just wasn't moving forward for that try, I guess, and just to show that you can do all directions.
Every single time.
Also, Josh, with the detained, you need to melee it, and it will get you undetained. Just so everyone knows as well.
We've got Hive closing in.
Oh yeah, Josh, you might in the Facebook group chatting posted something, which is the name of our teacher who will be watching this anyway. And if we're not, and just so you know as well, there's a lot of stuff this game has better than Destiny 2. But yeah, this is the Outbreak Prime Pulse Rifle, which is one of the hardest ones to get. Which, now that I've finished that, let me swap weapons around to Sweeper. Just since this is the one that I haven't showed off. And I'll just super real quick, just show off this subclass. And just so everyone knows, all the rifles in this game are just spray and pray machines. I can do both, remember? Oh hey, I can show off the sweeper soon. And I am dead. Here's my first death. Also, in this game, when you're dead, you can also spectate teammates, which I'm doing right now with the random that's with me and that's doing this mission with me and Josh. The exotic he's using is called the Ward of Wolves.
The pattern here is chaotic, but I think I figured it out. Just one more room to crack.
And just so you know, there are different types of enemies that are normal health bars, yellow health bars, and just so everyone knows, I'm using the sweeper right now, which is the ricochet shots that you've seen as well, gun, just so you know. And waiting for this rune, and since I've shown off that, don't want to keep it equipped. Nah. Yeah, show off the Telesto. Remember melee the detained. If you know how to play as a character, so you know how to. Oh yeah, Josh, this is something I need to shoot you with. This is something that the Telesto does. If you shoot a teammate with it, you can steal a kill from them.
You'd think I'd be used to that by now. I'm not.
Which is the reason why, while we were just standing there, I shot him then, instead of waiting until we got to an enemy. And just so everyone knows as well, with the Telesto, it is it sports actually sticky detonations. Hate what? And just so everyone knows, the Siva crystals do damage over time. Now, yes. Unequip this and get back to this because something appearing later. Get rid of that. Get out of here, stealth vandals.
We're going to have to find.
And since I've used Striker quite a bit, time to switch subclass to Bubble. To, in terms of this game, Bubble. And I might as well reload everything. And just so everyone knows, with the Abomination heist, you have to jump on this tomb ship, which once it spawns in adds later on,
Don't fall.
which are right now, which are these shanks.
Almost there. Let's jump.
Which just so everyone knows, there are multiple tomb ships in this part. And just so everyone knows, the third raid this game has to offer actually is this thing involving tomb ship jumps. And we all died to that part there. Since no one was taking care of the shanks but me. And just so everyone can see, we start back here. And Bubble, if you want some additional effects. Which, just so you know, the Bubbles effects are Armor of Light, which only works when while you're inside the bubble. Blessings of Light and Weapons of Light, which is on right now. It increases damage. From all sources of... and
Guardian down.
My bubble's gone. I wanted more weapons. With weapons, I could have one-shot that server that I just two-shotted.
We're going to have to find another way.
I don't care if you have to hitch a ride on a tomb ship, Guardian. I need you in those summoning pits.
I'll just pop another weapons. As people can see how OP the sweeper is. Also a feature about the sweeper that I haven't said yet. You can kill yourself with it. It's the only fusion rifle that allows that to happen.
Please don't fall.
I'm just hiding since my nan's in the way of the TV right now. I'm just dealing with some shanks.
Close enough. Get ready to jump.
As I was saying before as well about the tomb ships, the raid called Tekken King You actually have to parkour between tomb ships to get to a boss encounter, between boss encounter now and then. And Josh, you missed the second tomb ship.
Guardian, down.
Which, just so you know, it's always to the right. Don't worry, we can drag you into the boss fight area.
They're already here.
Which is the nice feature of this game.
Splicers down and end whatever monstrosity the Hive are conjuring.
Bubble. Just so everyone knows, with Bubble, you use weapons of right for bosses. Ooh, I need a back force barrier.